Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erica. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. I would love to have you subscribe, like, comment, and if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. So today's video is finally going to be a Q&A. About 3 weeks ago, maybe longer than that, I put a post on my Instagram and then also on my community tab on YouTube, just seeing if you guys would like to ask me some questions because I really wanted to do another Q&A video. I've done one of those before early on in my channel, and it's always really fun to just sit down and answer your guys' questions. And I was going to do my makeup at the same time that I answered these questions, but sometimes that can be a little bit tricky because I have a lot of questions to answer. And I felt like if you guys had taken time out of your life to ask me a question, then I really wanted to just sit down and devote my time and attention to answering those questions for you. So I'm going to start off with my Instagram questions, and then I will finish off with the questions that were asked of me on YouTube. I also want to be very clear that anyone that has a channel that has asked me questions, I will have their channel linked in my description box. I really encourage you guys to go check out their channels, subscribe, watch their videos. They're all amazing creators and very good friends of mine. So let's get started with my Instagram questions. And Leanna Dalton, who is another creator here on this platform, who I've collabed with before. We did a chromotherapy collab, which was a blast. And I really hope that she and I can collab together again soon because I just love her. She asked me some really good questions. So the first one here is, which discontinued makeup product do you wish they would bring back? I honestly think that if they brought back the Beauty Bay Book of Magic palette, I would buy that in a heartbeat. I don't know why I didn't get that palette. I think I felt like it was going to be around longer than it was, and I had all the time in the world to purchase it, and then it was just gone. And I know I've heard kind of mixed things about that palette. Some people love it, some people don't really love it, but it's such a beautiful color story, and I probably could dupe that in what I have in my collection now, but man, I wish I had gotten that palette. Number 2 is, what makes you the most angry? And I really do not like to be lied to. Trust is a huge issue for me. And if someone lies to me and breaks my trust, it's very, very hard for me to trust them again. That's something that I really hammered home when I was raising both of my kids. Like, I'm gonna let you do pretty much what you want, within reason, of course, give you a pretty long leash. But if you lie to me, I'm jerking that leash right on in. And luckily, they weren't really liars at all, ever. I mean, we had our moments when they weren't 110% honest with me, but for the most part, I really lucked out. They were pretty easy kids. Number 3, who motivates you? And I would say both of my kids really motivate me. My son, Braden, who's 20 years old, he is very physically fit, very physically active. He pretty much works out every day, and he played sports through the majority of his life. And when I was working out, several months ago, I went on this kick where I was doing a 21-day challenge, a 30-day challenge. I did another 21-day challenge. I was swimming, getting up super early to work out in the morning, and I felt great. And he really motivated me to do that just because he's so into it. He gave me a lot of really good ideas for workouts and dieting plans and things like that. So once I'm completely healed, which I pretty much mostly am from my hysterectomy, I think I have 1 more week to wait until I can really work out again. And then my daughter, she's just very motivating. She's just a really good, nice, lovely, loving, warm, amazing person. And she is everything I wish I could have been at her age. You know, she's 23. She's just very confident in herself. She's very assertive without being mean or nasty. She knows how to set boundaries with other people. And that was something I really struggled with at her age. They just really both make me want to be a better person. Number 4, how many pairs of shoes do you own? I own more shoes than I need. I have probably, I don't know, 30 to 40 pairs of shoes. Most of them I don't wear. I really need to do a declutter of my closet and get rid of a lot of pairs of shoes that I don't know, I just don't wear them anymore. I have tons of pairs of flip-flops, like thongs, or I don't know what you call them, but I call mine flip-flops. Just, little rubber sandal-y things that you wear during the summer. And some of them have cat teeth marks in them because my cats like to attack them, and beat the crap out of them with their claws and their teeth. And then I have, tennis shoes shoes and shoes for work. And I have several pairs of high-heeled shoes that I can't wear anymore because I've had 4 back surgeries, so those need to go bye-bye too. But the good news is I don't have as many shoes as I have eyeshadow palettes. Number 5, if you could go back in time and change one thing, what would it be and why? And I really wish that I had gotten my master's degree. I do have a Bachelor of Science in Psychology, and my goal was to go back within a year or two after I graduated to get my master's degree in psychology and become a psychologist. And I ended up having Sydney instead, which I don't regret that at all. I mean, of course I don't. But yeah, I really wish that I'd gotten my master's degree. And I could still do that. It's just the time and the money and having to do homework and I don't know. And I really hope that, you know, in my near future, I can get my master's degree. Number 6, what is a fundamental principle that you believe everyone should adhere to? I think everyone should just be nice, you know, treat others as you would like to be treated. I think if we could all do that, life would be a lot easier, people would be a lot happier, and a lot of the crap that goes on just wouldn't go on because we'd be nice to each other. I realize that we don't all agree with one another and we don't believe the same things and we don't, you know, live the same kind of lifestyles, and how boring would it be if we all did that? But I really think we could all just be a lot nicer to each other, you know, be tolerant, be accepting, be loving and kind. You don't have to think that the next person's doing the best, greatest thing in the world, but you can be nice to them. Number 7, what is the worst gift you've ever received? Now, I talked about that in my Palette Bingo collab with Pia, Makeup by PAW. I got a stuffed animal from my grandma, my biological dad's mom, when I was like, I think 7 or 8 for Christmas. And it was the ugliest stuffed animal I've ever seen in my life. It was supposed to be a hedgehog. It literally looked like roadkill. And I ended up giving that thing away at a garage sale, just gave it to a kid when I was like, I don't know, 14 or 15. But yeah, that was the scariest looking stuffed animal I've ever seen in my life. Number 8, if money was no object, what would you do all day? And there's a few things I would want to do. I would want to devote a lot more time to my YouTube channel, of course. I would film a lot more often. And I would love to travel outside of the country, within the country, whatever, just get out of here, just go and explore and have a wonderful time. I would love to spend more time with my family, especially my grandson. When my daughter was little and I went back to work, my mom was retired, so she would like stay home with Sydney and take care of her for me, which was just wonderful. And I really, really wish that I could do that for my daughter. It's just not really in the cards for me at this point in my life. I have to work full time. But yeah, I would just like to do whatever in the hell I'd want to do. Number 9, have you ever had a nickname? And yes, I do have a nickname. When I was little, my mom started calling me Ezica. It got shortened to Ez or Ezzy. And my mom called me Ez or Ezzy my entire life. She very rarely called me Erica unless I was in like really deep shit, a lot of trouble. My dad still calls me Ez or Ezzy. He very rarely calls me Erica. My mom's a very good friend who I consider my aunt. She calls me Ez or Ezzy as well. And I think it's kind of a cute nickname. But when I was in high school and like my mom and I would go shopping and she'd be like, hey Ez, come over here. There'd be like cute guys, you know, in the mall, like shopping too. And they'd kind of look at me like, your name's Ez? Okay. I'd be like, Mom, you cannot call me that out in public, but she did it anyway. Her last question is number 10. Do you know the Muffin Man? And actually I was reading these questions to my husband and his response was, well, I have a muffin every day. So Leanna, I am actually married to the Muffin Man. The next question is from Uli. She does have a channel here on this platform. She is amazing, just an amazing creator. She is beautiful, hilarious, very talented, uses the most beautiful makeup I've ever seen in my life. Her question is, how do you experience YouTube so far? And I love it. I really enjoy having a channel. I'm so happy that I made the decision to do this. I wish I'd done it a lot sooner, but yeah, I just love having this in my life. It's just been a wonderful thing for me to do for myself. The next question is from Classic Beauty Goddess, and she also has a channel here on this platform, and her name is Megan. She's just amazing. I love her content. Her question is, what makeup technique is still a challenge for you? And I would say applying false eyelashes, and I do have a couple sets of the magnetic lashes that I really need to give a try. To be honest with you, I don't really like how false lashes look on me. They just look really fake. I know that sounds kind of stupid, but I've worn them a few times, not for a long time. And I don't know, I just could never really get used to how they looked on me. I do really want to practice, but I don't know if that's something that I'm ever really gonna get like totally into, is using false lashes. I do like my natural lashes just fine. So I don't know, we'll see. The next question is from Jen B, Jen Beauty. She also has a channel here on this platform, and I really hope that she and I can collab together soon because I just love Jen. I think it would be so much fun to collab with her. And her question is, what is your favorite eye primer and anything you do differently for shimmers, super shock, etc.? And my favorite eye primers would be the Queen Nubia Cosmetics eyeshadow base, the P. Louise eyeshadow base, the Urban Decay primer potion. I also really like the NYX Proof It and CoverGirl Lid Lock. I used to use those a lot when I first got into makeup, and I really haven't used those a whole lot lately. I don't know why. I guess I just found others that I like more than those. The ABH eyeshadow primer is really nice. I don't really do anything differently for shimmers. I used to use NYX glitter glue all the time, and it started to make my shimmers kind of crease. And I kind of like tried to use less and like apply it with my finger or just very lightly apply it with a brush. And it just didn't matter. It would just make my shimmers crease. But Super Shocks do not work on my lid, unfortunately. But Pia, Makeup by PAW, she suggested that I use the little spongy applicators to apply Super Shock shadows. So I am going to give that a try. Haven't done that yet, but I will be doing that soon. I'll get back to you. So the next 4 questions are from Janet, my beautiful friend and my wonderful subscriber. And I have to show you a couple things that Janet sent me right after my grandson was born. She sent me this bracelet, which I just love. I've been wearing it every day since she sent it to me. And it says, the love between a grandmother and grandson is forever. I just think that is so amazing. And then she also sent me this little plate that I have on my desk in my beauty room here. And this says, Glamma, noun, an extra glamorous grandma. And I just love this. When I opened these 2 little gifts, I just lost it, started bawling. Just such a sweet, kind, touching, loving gesture. So Janet, thank you so very much. And her first question is, what did you want to be when you grew up when you were a child? And initially, like from the time I was like, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 years old until I was probably about 13, I really wanted to be an obstetrician. I just wanted to deliver babies. I just thought that was the most noble, fulfilling profession that anybody could have. And then I figured out how much math and science you have to take in order to become a doctor. And I was like, no, because I am not a good math student. And science just really isn't my thing either. So then when I went away to college, initially I wanted to be a high school English teacher. And the head of the English department of the college that I went to ended up getting fired about halfway through my freshman year because he was purposely flunking female students because he didn't like female students. And they did this huge inquiry into all of this and like interviewed all of us female students that were in his classes and determined that, yeah, they had enough evidence to actually fire the guy. The guy that they hired to take over his position was just a total goober, and I just did not ever really jive with him. So I ended up getting my bachelor's degree in psychology. Number 2, what drew you to your husband? Paul and I actually grew up together. We were each other's first love in the 6th grade when we were 11 years old. And we dated for like 2 weeks, I mean, we held hands a couple times and we pecked on the lips a couple times, you know, things were very innocent back then. And he ended up breaking up with me after 2 weeks. It just totally broke my heart. And I was madly in love with him all through middle school. He tells me all the time, like, why didn't you ever tell me that? And I don't know, I was just too chicken, I guess. I didn't want him to break up with me again and break my heart all over again. But we reconnected 6 years ago. And I think really what drew me to him was just our past, like the fact that we had grown up together. And I had such a huge crush on him when I was young. So I don't know, there was just like this level of comfort and like safety feeling, I guess, when I was with him. And so, yeah, we fell in love very quickly when we reconnected 6 years ago. And it's just been pretty wonderful ever since. Number 3, favorite rock song from your high school years. And I was really, really into Def Leppard. Pour Some Sugar on Me. That song came out like right as I was going into my freshman year of high school. And I think the album was called Hysteria. And that album was really popular like my freshman and sophomore year of high school. So every time I hear Def Leppard songs, especially from that album, it always reminds me of high school. And then her last question is, where are you going to go on your first grandma-grandson date? And I don't care. We can go wherever he wants. I'm gonna let him kind of lead the way on that. Whatever he's into, wherever he wants to go. I don't care if we just sit on the couch for our date. I don't care. I just want to spend time with him and just always be with him as he grows. I just am so excited to see what life has in store for him. All right, now we're going to go to my YouTube questions. And the first one is coming from Steph's Beauty Stash. She, of course, has a channel here on this platform. I adore Steph. She's one of my absolute favorite creators. And also I consider her a very good friend. She has two questions for me. The first one is, will you be traveling anywhere this summer or fall? And my husband and I, every single summer since we've been together for the last 6 years, we have talked about going camping, and we have yet to do that. We don't really have any like camping gear. We need to get like a tent, and we've actually thought about getting like a camper trailer type thing to tow. He has a truck that we could tow one of those with. There's tons of places around us where we can go camping that are really nice. So I really hope that we do that this summer. That would be amazing. And then her second question is, what is the thing that surprised you the most about having a YouTube channel? And the thing that surprised her the most was the amount of time that it takes with your videos and editing and thumbnails and description box, all that jazz. And I would have to agree with her. I just didn't really think about the time that it takes to put a video together, to film and edit and all that other stuff, like I already just said. And that was kind of surprising to me. I mean, I'm not complaining. I love to do all of it. So when I'm really tired, editing is not my best activity in the whole wide world, but I still get through it because it's just worth it. It's worth, you know, doing all the things that it takes in order to have a YouTube channel. The next question is from Britt. She is just an amazing subscriber. We also follow each other on Instagram, and I just adore her. Her question is, how does it feel being a newly minted grandmother? And I just love it. I knew I was going to love it, but I love it even more than I thought I was going to. It's such a wonderful role to have in my life now. And I'm just madly in love with my grandson, and just look forward to every second that I get to spend with him. The next question is from Colette Mallory, another one of my subscribers. And her question is, do you have any friends who are teachers? And my really close friend's husband is a professor in Georgia. So, you know, and he's my friend. I would consider him my friend. So yes, he is a teacher. And then my mom was a school teacher. She taught 8th grade, well, 7th and 8th grade, but pretty much 8th grade for the majority of her teaching career. She taught for over 20 years. And then my roommate from college, she is a preschool teacher, but she and I don't really communicate that much anymore. She moved out of the state. She lives, I think, in Idaho now. But I don't think I have like a friend like in my daily life that's a teacher. I can't think of one anyway. So kind of yes and no answer to that question, I guess. The next group of questions is coming from Makeup and Chaos, also known as Ash. They also have a channel here on this platform. Ash and I have collabed together twice so far, I believe, and I really hope that we collab together again soon. We do have a palette in common that we've talked about doing some sort of collab with. And Ash is one of the most talented makeup artists I've ever seen in my entire life. They do just the most intricate, realistic special effects makeup. I mean, it just blows my mind every time I watch one of their videos. Their first question is, what will your grandbaby call you? And my grandson, hopefully, will call me Nonny. That's what my daughter wants him to call me. And I do have something else to show you guys. Andy from Andy Does Stuff, she sent me this mug not very long ago, and it says, best Nonny ever, period. I opened this up, sobbed, it was wonderful. I just love having this. I drink my coffee out of this every morning. I don't really know where Nonny came from. My daughter just thought it would be cute for him to call me that. He may not want to call me that. We'll see. Their second question is, do I have any tattoos? And yes, I do. I have a Sweet William flower tattooed on the inside of my left calf, which has a cursive letter K underneath of that. My mom's name was Kathy, so I got that in her memory. Do I have any piercings? Yes, both ears are pierced twice, but when I got pregnant with my daughter, my body went haywire and I just cannot wear earrings anymore. Every time I put an earring in, no matter what it's made from, plastic, metal, I mean, I've tried every single thing anyone could ever think of, and my ears either bleed or pus, they burn, they turn bright red, so I just can't wear earrings anymore. And then my favorite type of weather, they wanted to know, is the fall. I love the fall here in Oregon. It's always beautiful. Their next question is, when are we going to meet? Now, Ash and I live in the same town and we have never met. That is absolutely ridiculous. And what I would like to do is have them do like a whole special effects makeup on me. That may be kind of selfish. I don't think Ash would want me to do their makeup. I mean, they are way more talented than I am. So yeah, I really hope that someday that we can meet up and do a video together and they can just totally special effects my face all the way out. I would love that. And then their last question is, what's your favorite place to camp here in Oregon? And that would be Loon Lake. Now, I cannot remember where Loon Lake is from where I live. I know it's a couple hours away. It's just beautiful. I want to say it's like east of where I live. Can't remember for sure. But yeah, it's got a really nice swimming area. You can go water skiing. I think you can do like jet skis on the lake too. The camping area is really nice. They have nice showers. It's just a really beautiful campsite. I have not been there since I think I was in college, which was over 20 years ago. So I don't really know what it looks like now, but I'm assuming it's still really nice. So I really hope that maybe my husband and I can actually go to Loon Lake and go camping sometime this summer. The next question is from Michelle, my dear friend, my subscriber, just love her to pieces. Her question is, how long have you been married? And tell us about your love story. And I kind of already did that. But we've been married for almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in August. We got married in August of 2020, obviously. We've been together for 6 years, but he was my first love, like I said, in the 6th grade. We reconnected, and I'm just so happy. Like, he really is my best friend, my soulmate, the love of my life. We just work really well together. We're a really good match, really good fit, and I love him with all of my heart. And plus, he's very cute, really nice to look at. The next question is from Pia, Makeup by Pia W. She also has a channel here on this platform. She and I have collabed together twice now, and I think we're going to be doing a collab soon with the Martine Cosmetics 669 palette. Yeah. And her question is, what made you start your YouTube channel? And I just was really passionate about makeup. I don't know. I just started watching YouTube videos and I thought, I really want to do that. I think that would be so much fun to just start my channel. And so I did, after the help of Steph, of course, Not Your Basic Steph. She was my main motivator and my mentor to get my channel started, which, I owe her a ton for all of the help that she's given me. But yeah, I just really thought it would be fun. The next question is from Tina H. She also has a channel here on this platform, Tina H Beautiful Journey. She and I have collabed together twice, and I'm sure we will do more collabs together. I hope anyway. She's just wonderful. One of my dearest, dearest friends. Her question is, what's the best part about being a grandma? And how do you do anything but just sit and hold him? And it's not easy to leave. When I go over there to see him and hold him and snuggle him and change his diaper and kiss his face off, it's so hard to go home. I'm just like, oh, can I just stay here for the rest of my life? I think the best thing about being a grandma is it's just all love. It's all love and happiness. You don't really have the anxiety of a new mom, it's just all love. And I just love to go over there and hold him and love on him. And I know I've said this a million times, but I just enjoy every single second that I spend with him. And I just count down the seconds until I can see him again. The next few questions is from Angelic Venom. She's one of my subscribers here on YouTube, and I just adore her. I always look forward to reading her comments and then responding to her. She's amazing. Her first question is, what are your makeup inspirations on YouTube and Instagram? And I don't mean to cop out here, I really don't, but there are so many people that inspire me on both Instagram and YouTube. I mean, I don't know that I can really answer that question. There's just so many. I follow a lot of really talented makeup artists on Instagram. They just blow my mind. And then of course, all of my friends here on YouTube and just other creators that I've been watching for years. They're just always been so inspiring to me. So I could just make a 45-minute video just on that alone. So yeah, there's just too many for me to list here in this video. Number 2, if you could only choose one eyeshadow color for the rest of time, what would it be? And that would be green. I love green eyeshadows with all of my heart and soul. And then number 3, what is your favorite palette for nostalgic reasons? And that would be the ColourPop Kathleen Lights Dream Street palette. That was the very first real eyeshadow palette that I ever used. My daughter got that for me for, I think, either Christmas or my birthday about 4 years ago. And it just started my whole obsession with eyeshadow. I mean, it's really the reason why I even have this channel. It's how I discovered that there were eyeshadow tutorials on YouTube. And yeah, I owe that palette a lot. The next group of questions is coming from Lena. She's another one of my subscribers here on YouTube. And we also follow each other on Instagram. I just adore that woman to pieces. She's amazing. Her first question is, would you rather live without makeup or without chocolate? And I would say, without chocolate. I love chocolate, but I love makeup more. And the thing is that if you had said without sugar or without makeup, that would be really hard. Because I feel like if I could give up chocolate because I could still have fruity candies or ice cream, I could still have some sort of dessert type item in my life. But yeah, I don't think I could give up makeup over chocolate. Number 2, what's your dream destination for a holiday? And there are a ton of places I would like to go. But before I even started my YouTube channel, my husband and I had talked about going to Sweden someday because he is of Swedish descent. And so I would have to say like my dream destination would be Sweden. Number 3, best makeup brand for each type of makeup product. That's going to be really hard for me to answer. And you know, this video is going to be long enough as it is. But I would say that Milani has really good products in each category of makeup. I think NYX also does. I like their eyeshadows, their lipsticks, their blushes, foundation. Let's see, e.l.f. also does a pretty good job in pretty much every category of makeup, I think. So yeah, I mean, mostly drugstore. But yeah, I think the top 3 would be Milani, e.l.f. and then NYX. And her last question is, what other types of videos do you watch on YouTube besides beauty videos? And I watch a lot of true crime videos, primarily That Chapter and Mr. Ballen. I'm going to have their channels linked in my description box as well. If you're not familiar with their channels, I highly recommend watching them. They're just amazing, especially like if you're into true crime. I know that sounds really weird to say that I'm into true crime, but it's just always been something that's been very interesting to me. And also I really like to watch ASMR videos. My family thinks I'm a little off with that. They're just very soothing to me, and I get that kind of like tingly sensation on my scalp, especially if I watch ASMR videos where they're like playing with somebody's hair. I love that because I love to have my hair played with. And then I also like art videos as well. There's a particular channel I watch, Jay Lee Painting, I think it's called, and he creates the most beautiful pictures, paintings, and he uses like household items like straws or steel wool or paper towels or I don't know, all kinds of different things, and he creates just beautiful pieces of art. I love his channel. The next group of questions is from Cheryl. She is my dear, dear friend, my subscriber here on YouTube. We follow each other on Instagram. We talk to each other pretty much daily, if not daily, weekly. Her first question is, do you remember the first makeup product you ever purchased and how old were you? And the first makeup product I ever purchased was a kind of like pink and purpley toned lipstick from Wet n Wild. And I think I was like 6th grade, maybe 7th grade. And my mother was horrified because she thought it was the ugliest color she'd ever seen. But all of us girls wore that color lipstick all through middle school. The second question is, was there anyone in your family, circle of friends, or someone in popular culture that instilled a love of makeup in you, or that you feel influenced your makeup style? And you know, my mom wore makeup. She would get makeup from the Avon lady. She also got makeup from Mary Kay. So did I. So, you know, that was an influence to me, of course. And then a woman that lived across the street from me growing up, her name was Wanda. She had a huge makeup collection, and her granddaughter, Kinney, she and I were about the same age, maybe a year or 2 apart. And I was just absolutely obsessed with her makeup collection. I would go to her house as often as I possibly could, and I would play in her makeup. She would let us do it all the time. We just had to put things back where they belonged. I also really liked, you know, of course, Pat Benatar. Just did a makeup look based on her for a rocker chick group collab that I just did a couple videos back. She was a very big makeup inspiration to me. Joan Jett, Annie Lennox from the Eurythmics. I loved her makeup. Oh, I thought she was so amazing. Her last question is, has your makeup style, taste, or application changed much since you first started wearing makeup, and in what ways? When I first started wearing makeup, I didn't really wear a lot. I know I've mentioned this before, but my skincare when I was growing up was just atrocious. And so foundation would always break me out. So I pretty much would just wear like eyeshadow, eyeliner. I didn't do anything with my brows. My brows were pretty scary when I was younger. I would use a little bit of blush sometimes and some lipstick. But not really that often. So I wear a lot more makeup now than I used to. Like I do a full face of makeup pretty much all the time when I wear makeup now. So yeah, I think that would be like the main change is I just wear more makeup than I used to. The next group of questions here is coming from Oracle of Makeup. She also has a channel here on this platform, and she and I have collabed together before several months ago. It was so much fun, and I consider her a very good friend of mine. Her first question is, are you glad you made your own channel, and do you find it a passion, or does it feel like a chore now? And I'm so glad that I started my channel, and it's definitely a passion for me. It does not feel like a chore. And I think if it ever did feel like a chore, I probably would just pack it up and not do this anymore. But yeah, it's just a huge passion, and I am thrilled that I started my channel. Her next question is there an area or subject you want to film but don't or won't because you're unsure of what people would think? Not really. I do really want to start doing true crime on my channel. I have a couple books that I've been slowly kind of working myself through, very slowly, about cases, true crime cases from Oregon. I don't really want to talk about like religion or politics or anything like super heavy on my channel. That's not what I want to do. It's never been what I wanted to do. You know, I think there's a place for that here on YouTube, but my channel is just not that place. Number 3, what have you learned about yourself, if anything, since starting your channel? And I've learned that I'm a pretty decent storyteller. I've never had anybody tell me that in my life. It's so funny when like I hear people talk about me, like when I do collabs, they'll say, oh, she's a great storyteller. And I'm kind of like, who, me? What? And then like people will comment in the comment section of my videos and tell me that I'm a good storyteller. So that has been shocking to me. Like I said, no one's ever said that to me before. I've never been known to like sit and tell stories. I mean, my kids like to hear stories about when I was young, but like my friends or other family members, that's just not something that I've ever really heard about myself. So that was very surprising. Number 4, do your children watch your videos? And yeah, they do. I don't think they watch all of my videos. I think my daughter probably watches more of my videos than my son, but he has made comments that he's watched my videos on occasion. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Number 5, how many subs would you like your channel to grow to? I really don't care. I mean, I don't know. I would like to, at some point, become monetized. That'd be wonderful. But, you know, I never really went into that or went into this thinking that that's what was going to happen with my channel. So, you know, whatever amount of subscribers I have is the amount of subscribers that I have, and I think that's absolutely wonderful. Number 6, tell me 3 eyeshadow palettes you would love to own in your collection. I would love to own a Lethal Cosmetics palette. I would love to own a Melt Cosmetics palette, and I would also love to own a Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette. Number 7, if you could choose any brand in the world, who would you collab with on an eyeshadow palette? And I would have to say Cara Beauty. I love Cara Beauty. I think that's a wonderful brand. I don't really feel like I hear enough about that brand here on YouTube. I will never collab with an eyeshadow brand. I know that. I'm totally fine with that. I think that'd be way too crazy, too much pressure. But if I could, in the land of make-believe, it would be Cara Beauty. Number 8, are you still loving your new job? And yes, I am. It's wonderful. I'm so glad I got out of the dental field. You know, no offense to the dental field, but I don't know, it just wasn't making me happy anymore or like fulfilling anything in my soul. And this job really does do that for me. So yes, I love my new job. Number 9, is your husband's finger better? And yes, it is. He had fusion surgery in April and it's pretty much healed. I mean, you know, he's going to have to do a little bit of like physical therapy, I think. But for the most part, it's doing really well. It looks really well. It feels a lot more secure and stable. So that is amazing. Hooray. Number 10, did you know that everyone in the whole wide world needs an Erica Conger in their life? I don't think everyone would agree with you on that, but thank you very much. That is very sweet. Number 11, if there was a natural disaster and you had to run and grab 3 palettes, what would they be? The Stone Cold Fox from ColourPop, the Club Nebula from Kaleidos, and then I think I'd probably grab the Be Perfect Stacey Marie Carnival 3 Love Tahiti palette. I think that's a gorgeous rainbow palette. And then I might grab a couple more and just stuff them down my pants and then race out. Number 12, when are you coming to the UK? As soon as I possibly can. The Oracle of Makeup lives in the UK as well, along with Steph. And that's really what I want to do, is start saving money once my surgery's paid off, is to start saving money so I can come to the UK. That would be absolutely amazing. Dream of a lifetime. Number 13, any makeup brands that are on your blacklist? I don't really think I have a blacklist. I have never purchased anything from Jeffree Star Cosmetics, nor will I. I just think that, I mean, you know, I know there's a lot of people that use Jeffree Star makeup, and I'm not knocking anybody that does. It's just me personally. That's just not a brand that I really want to support, and that's all I'm going to say. And then, I don't know, there's a few other brands that I'm not real thrilled about. Like, I'm not going to ever purchase anything from the Kardashian family just because that's just not my speed. Again, I'm not trying to bash anybody that buys that makeup. I'm not trying to bash that family. It's just, no, just not where I'm at. Number 14, any shitty experiences purchasing products online or bad customer service? And no, I have never had bad customer service yet. Well, okay, I did get a palette off of AliExpress that never showed up, but they did give me my money back. So that was fine. I don't really think that was a shitty experience. It was fine. I didn't get the palette, but I got my money back. Number 15, bright, colorful greens or grungy greens. And I would have to say grungy greens. I love me some grunge. Number 16, does your hubby support your passion in makeup, or does he think you spend too much time playing with makeup and filming videos? He's very supportive of my channel. He watches pretty much all of my videos. He comments on my videos. I really don't film when he's home. We work different schedules, and the really only time that we have with each other is on the weekends. So I try to film during the week when he's at work so that I'm not taking up time that we could have together filming videos. Number 17, any makeup technique or eyeshadow style you'd love to try but aren't brave enough? I don't know. I don't really ever wing my eyeshadows out. I need to learn how to do that a little bit better. I can do like the real cut crease, you know, like with concealer or cut crease canvas or whatever. I know a lot of people use like a Q-tip with micellar water now, but it just takes me forever. So I just don't do it. It's just out of sheer laziness. Number 18, in 60 seconds, recommend 3 makeup channels you watch and love on YouTube. And I can't just pick 3. I'm sorry. I know that's probably a cop-out too. But anybody that's asked me questions, and I'll have their channels linked in my description box, I would absolutely recommend all of their channels and then some. Number 19, how many eyeshadow palettes do you own? Way more than I need. I think I have about 200 eyeshadow palettes. Yikes. Let's see. Number 20, have you ever bought palettes using credit? No, I have never done that. Number 21, do you feel your makeup collection is at a manageable size, or do you want to increase or decrease your collection? I think I have too many eyeshadow palettes. I do know that. The rest of my makeup collection, I feel like is pretty manageable. I do want to like do videos where I'm showing you guys the rest of my makeup collection, and then I'm going to declutter a lot of it because a lot of the stuff I just don't use anymore. And then the very last question, we've come to the last question, you guys. Something beauty creators do that annoy you. And I would say the drama that can get started on some beauty creators' channels. I'm not really subscribed to anybody that does that. That was pretty tough for me. I mentioned that in another video a couple of years ago. There was a lot of drama going on, and that really annoyed me. I just thought it was really unnecessary. So really, that's the only thing that anybody ever does on YouTube, beauty videos on YouTube, that made no sense, that annoys me, is just, you know, stirring the pot, creating drama, talking trash about other people. I just, Thank you so much to everyone that asked me questions, for asking me the questions. That was so much fun to sit down and answer all of these. I hope you guys really enjoyed listening to the answers to my questions. I kind of want to do these types of videos every so often. You know, I don't know. I just think it's really fun to sit down and answer questions that you guys want answers to. I just think it's really neat. It's a really good way for me to connect with my subscribers. And yeah, I will be doing these every so often during my YouTube journey. Why not? Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your busy day or evening to sit down and watch my video. It always means the world to me. If you have subscribed or you would like to subscribe, do not forget to hit the notification bell. That way you're aware of all of my future uploads. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video, but in the meantime, please take care of yourself, be well, safe, happy, and I hope to see you very soon. Thanks again, you guys. Take care. Bye.
Drop it.